Welcome back to another Exira and Delira episodic adventure of Go There with Paul and Edel. I'm Paul.
And I'm Edel. And actually, I think we should call it Go There with Edel and Paul.
Okay.
Anyway, today we're leaving Piper and the camper van at home. As we have a jam-packed itinerary that will take us on a journey through some of the most interesting and unexpected experiences in the city of Amsterdam in Holland. It's a mad show.
Yeah, it is. So it begins again. Hey everybody, my name is Paul. I am a actor, director, podcaster, now vlogger as it turns out, and we are currently in the process of preparing for our second trip on Go There with Paul and Edel, or Go There with Edel and Paul, depending on who you're talking to. Really excited about dipping our toe in the Café Amstel, and going to the homeland of Dirk ten Haag and Louis van Gaal and all of these wonderful people. So, join us as we explore Amsterdam. That was the smoothest pan. So, hang on. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Yeah, are you excited? Where are we going?
Amsterdam.
Where's the dog?
No dogs today.
Pipes!
Auntie Lorraine is mine from home.
Yeah, so it looks like Piper isn't coming with us on this one, and the main reason being because we're going on the airplane. So we're very excited to go. Where are we going again?
Amsterdam.
And what's in Amsterdam?
The Heineken Museum.
Yes, we're going to the Heineken Museum. So how long did you have to wait for your oat milk cappuccino?
A good 17 minutes. Well, super busy.
So we set off and we took my very old GoPro Hero 4 and our very, very expensive coffee, and we headed off to Holland or the Netherlands, depending on whether you're Dutch or you're from Europe. And we arrived in Schiphol Airport to find a
Ghost wheelchair.
Yeah, we were a bit freaked out by that. So Schiphol Airport is one of the largest airports in Europe. And then we bumped into Britney Spears, who's fresh off the set of Oops, I Did It Again. And we arrived in Amsterdam. Amsterdam, as you know, is technically below sea level. And it's one of the most incredible cities that I've ever visited. Amsterdam is literally standing tall on 11 million wooden sticks. No wonder some particular buildings are sinking faster than a tourist in a coffee shop. Not looking at anyone in particular.
The Edel Hotel, the cleanest hotel in Amsterdam.
Yeah, we found it to be, quite expensive, but also really, really pretty. In terms of the decor, it's kind of like how Edel would like to decorate her house. And I was a bit freaked out by the teddy, which...
Yeah, we didn't like that.
No, because I don't know.
And the giant window in the shower.
Yeah, the giant window in the shower, where it's fine if you're with your partner. And they also had a bath phone as well, which is amazing. So when we got back, we checked our bags in, and we jumped straight back out for a bit of a walk. And Amsterdam by night is really beautiful because it really is a city full of lights. Everywhere you go, there seems to be all sorts of lights, whether it be yellow lights and also in very dodgy areas, red lights. One thing that I found out, which I found very interesting, is that if you see a purple light in a window and not a pink one specifically, you might get something that you didn't look for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go. So we took a little walk around, and there's lots of little really cool touristy shops and very small cars, which would suit most people in Ireland who's under 5'5". And we stopped in to get some stroopwafels. Did you like your stroopwafel experience?
It was so yummy. It was nice.
Yeah, and it was only, how much was it?
$9.95.
$9.95 for 2 pieces of caramel soaked bread with chocolate. I wouldn't even mind. It didn't even cover the whole stroopwafel in chocolate.
It was so worth it. I was on my holidays.
Yeah, but it was, in fairness, it was lovely. Not unlike the ones that you get in Lidl.
Or Starbucks.
So the next day we hopped on a tram and we headed on out to get a sense of what the city was like. And it was freezing, it's very important to say. So we took the tram and we hopped on over to the museum quarter. So we walked along, we got a couple of coffees. I stuck my thumb up and winked at the camera like I always do.
It is just a nice city for rambling around and looking at shops and little vintage shops and gadgets.
And free Palestine, because free Palestine. So we headed up to Dam Square, and Dam Square, as well as being absolutely covered in flying rats, is also one of the oldest town squares in Europe, and there's a really interesting array of shops and pubs and bars in that area. There's the main train station, and they also have these incredible cars that go on water called boats everywhere that float around the canals, which we really enjoyed.
Loads of cheese. Loads.
Yeah. Henry Willig provides lots of cheese for your consumption, and we also passed by the Sex Museum, which was very sexy, and tried on some giant clogs. And Amsterdam is also known for its tulips.
Oh, this place is really yummy. This is nice.
Yeah, so we went into this really cool Spanish tapas bar, just mainly because, you know, we didn't want to overeat, and we found that, you know, finding something, and we found it to be quite reasonable as well. I think for both of the meals that we had, or for the tapas that we had, including a couple of glasses of wine, I think it was only about €39.
Yeah.
And there was really lots to go around. We found it to be really lovely, and but everything is served with mayonnaise in Amsterdam.
Everything.
Yeah. And then we got really lovely chicken skewers. You'll find a lot of kind of stalls and markets in Amsterdam, which are really beautiful. Hello, New You. So, if Vincent van Gogh is your thing, check out the Vincent van Gogh Museum. This museum showcases the largest collection of his original works. Obviously, some people have some private collections and bits and pieces all over the place, but you can get up close and personal with his masterpieces and dive into the real life of the revolutionary Dutch painter. We didn't film inside for obvious reasons, because we wanted to experience it for ourselves. But it is a truly wonderful, wonderful experience, and a very interactive couple of hours.
The MoCo Museum. Uncover the works of international art greats like Banksy and Andy Warhol at this independent museum.
Okay, let's talk coffee shops. It's not for everyone, but let's talk about the giant smoke, elephant-sized cloud in the room. It's not for everyone. It's a bit of crack. Some people do it as an escape, a bit of escapism and a bit of fun. They're very relaxed about it, and they, the reality is that their addiction rates in Holland seem to be a lot lower than everywhere else in Europe. So maybe Ireland could take a leaf out of their book. So, we went to the train station to head off to a place that I had visited many, many years ago, but wanted to get a different perspective now that I was a little bit older. And Edel booked the Johan Cruyff Arena Tour, Ajax Tour and Museum. Being a massive football fan and having Dutch family, Ajax have played a huge part in my life over the last 20 odd years, 28, 29 years. So I wanted to check it out from the inside properly and see how the Dutch footballing sausage was made. The Amsterdam Arena, now known as the Johan Cruyff Arena, is the largest stadium in Holland and the home ground of Ajax Amsterdam. It has a seating capacity of over 54,000 fans and boasts a state-of-the-art retractable roof, which was unique at the time of its building in the 90s. Ajax is famous for its exceptional youth academy, known as the Toekomst, the future. So here we are outside the world famous Amsterdam Arena, Ajax home stadium, and now presently Johan Cruyff Arena. Fortunate enough to watch Ireland play against Holland recently. I have to say it's a really breathtaking stadium. Today is a real kind of bucket list thing for me to do today, to get in and see the stadium, do the stadium tours. The club's emphasis on nurturing young talent has produced a slew of world-class players, including Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, Dennis Bergkamp. The Ajax Academy is a hotbed for emerging talent. Ajax Football Club, founded in 1900, is one of the most successful clubs in Dutch football history. They've won numerous domestic league titles, KNVB Cups and 4 European Cups, and many international trophies, solidifying their status as a powerhouse in European football. And let's not forget about our visit within the actual museum of the arena. From vintage jerseys to trophies and memorabilia, I found it fascinating and was just kind of lost in the world of the history and the mythology of the football club. And if anything, I think I gained a deeper appreciation for the club's impact, especially for a club which wouldn't be considered in the top 5 leagues in Europe. In Amsterdam, there's a unique vibe that encourages you to live in the moment, to really soak in every experience. Whether it's the markets or the sound of bicycle bells telling you to move the fuck out of the way or die, there's a sense of being present that's palpable or gives you palpitations, one of those. and being present. It's all about disconnecting from our busy lives and appreciating the simple things. Never neglect the little things of life. So if you ever find yourself in this beautiful city, take a step back from the hustle and bustle, sit by a canal, grab a coffee at your local cafe or, the other stuff. And let Amsterdam's spirit teach you the art of living in the now.
So, we wanted to try something more traditional in Holland and popped into Hert Kabeel in Warmerstraat. We highly recommend it, especially if you love fondue. We had a traditional chicken dish and Dutch omelette. The building is lovely and the staff are really nice and friendly, but it was quite expensive for what we got. But as we know, if you're getting robbed, you prefer they're smiling at you.
Did you know that the Netherlands, or Holland, is one of the largest exporters of agricultural goods, despite its small size? It's incredible how this country has harnessed technology and sustainable practices to become a powerhouse in organic farming. So then we made a cockle-warming visit to a small town called Ommen, where we spent some quality time with my sister Rosaline and her family. It was such a joy to catch up with Rosaline, and of course, we couldn't miss out on seeing my nephew Liam. Liam is doing something pretty amazing over here. It's really something. Liam works on the family farm, which goes all the way back to the 1930s, and it was truly inspiring to see him so passionately involved in a sustainable living and farming environment. Witnessing him tend to the cows and manage the farm was a reminder of the importance of sustainability and thinking about what we eat and where we eat it in our daily lives, which seems to be slipping further and further away. There's something very special about a small town like Ommen, and we get it. We really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks to Martin and Rosaline and Neve and Liam and Mike for such a fun evening. Spending time with the family, seeing the dedication and passion to a sustainable life firsthand, and enjoying the beauty of this country has been a very, very rewarding experience. We hope that this vlog inspires you to travel a bit more, keep an open mind, and maybe not judge a book by its cover, and just maybe stay present while away. Amsterdam is so much more than the light in the window and the oldest profession in the world. It's about the people here. Places are made by people.
If you enjoyed this journey with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/go there with Paul and Edel. And hey, if you'd like to support our travels, consider buying us a coffee over at buymeacoffee.com/go there with Paul and Edel.